Hey guys, welcome to Jimmy Classy's Game Talk. This is part 2 of the Q&A. And yeah, let's continue on. That last question, I forgot to give the name. The name was TB46667. And alright, let's go to the next question. Arcade Game Table. He asks, what cheap-ass clearance game have you purchased that far exceeded your expectations? To be honest, I've never bought a cheap-ass bargain bin game that's far exceeded my expectations. They usually pretty much meet my expectations or lower. Usually pretty mediocre game or just trash. So I've never really had that. I mean, the closest thing I got really that I can think of, I mean, it may have happened at some point, but I just can't remember. I have to say Honeycomb Beat. I got this game for like $3 thinking it was just going to be one for the collection. And it's actually a really fun, addictive puzzle game. So that would be the closest thing to that I think I could answer, but nothing really spectacular I've ever gotten out of the bargain bin. Unless you want to count like the flea market or something. But I think he was talking about like buying them in retail stores. Alright, let's see. Next up is Ash81V4U. What system from any era unavailable in the US would you most like to own? I would have to just go with a Famicom. I've never really owned a foreign system. I know the most about the Famicom, I guess, just from watching videos. I'm not like an expert on it or anything, but I like the way the system looks. I like the way the carts look, and I love the NES. And it would be great to get some of the games that weren't released here and get to play them. So yeah, I'd go with the Famicom. Next up, Stars Are Dead 1009, and he's got 3 questions for me here. His first question is, how many consoles do you own? And that would be 11. 10 consoles, and I own 7 handhelds. Next question from him is, how many games do you own altogether? Now, I did this to him in his question and answer video, and he had to sit there and count all his games, so I guess this is payback. But yeah, so I counted all my games this morning, and in total, between all my systems and handhelds and everything, I have 478 games to date. And next up, what is the shortest amount of time it's taken you to give up on a game? I'd say about like 1.5 to 2 minutes. That would probably be with Sherlock Holmes for the Nintendo DS, when I just put it in, realized it was trash, shut it off, and never went back. Awful game. Next up is Guffman, and why the name Jimmy Classy? I assume your name is Jimmy, but is your last name actually Classy? If so, give me your up-to-date YouTube story. I wish my last name was Classy. That would be pretty awesome. I actually, when I lived in Miami a few years back, we used to do like a bunch of backyard wrestling crap and all that kind of stuff. And we had different wrestling personas. And one of mine was Jim Class, like a classy guy, like kind of like the model Rick Martel. I don't know if you guys remember him. And yeah, and one day I was trying to get a screen name for something, maybe YouTube or something else, and Jim Class was already taken, so I switched it to Jimmy Classy, and that's pretty much how the name came about. And I actually kind of like Jimmy Classy better. And give me your up-to-date YouTube story. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm going to answer it just saying why I started on YouTube, I guess. Definitely because, well, one of the guys I first started watching was Aqualung's Game Reviews. He was terrific, and that was the first time I actually started watching video game stuff on YouTube. I watched him for like a year before I even discovered AVGN, which also was friggin' awesome. Those two are definitely up there with my favorites. And then I started just watching some of the smaller guys and just liking all the stuff. And I think it was some of the smaller guys that actually really pushed me into it. I'm trying to think who I watched when I first started. I can't really think off the top of my head, but yeah, so that's pretty much how I got into it. I mean, I was figured, hey, why not? I can do it too. Next up, let's see. This is the X Gamer X. What is your favorite handheld and why? Excuse the allergies, guys. My favorite handheld, hands down, is the Nintendo DS, and just because there's so many great games on it, for one. There's a lot of nostalgic games on it. They remake like the Final Fantasies. They put Mario 64 on it. Even the new Mario games are terrific, and it's like 32-bit to 16-bit graphic era, and they're all new games. So I mean, It's like getting new old games. It's spectacular. I love it. And the touchscreen, I think, works awesome on it. And yeah, it's just a great system all around. Alright, next up is from H-Dog. He has 3 questions for me. What system do you want the most that you don't own? That would definitely be a Dreamcast. I owned one. It was short-lived when I was younger. And I just remember playing that fishing game constantly with a fishing pole. Also Crazy Taxi and the Sonic game, which for some reason I remember always, my save file always got corrupted in that game, and I'd always have to start it over. But yeah, I would definitely like to get a Dreamcast again, because I remember everything I played was just great games on that thing. His second question is, what is your favorite PS2 platformer? I would go with probably Ratchet and Clank. Awesome game. I still love their games to this day. Yeah, I'm actually playing the first one right now on and off, so terrific game. His next one is, how many tattoos do you have, and can you explain a couple of them? I have 17 tattoos currently. It's been like 5 to 6 years since I got one last. To explain a couple of them? Sure. I used to be huge into ICP when I was younger. I still like their old stuff a lot. I can't stand any of the new stuff they put out. This is before it became some gimmicky bullshit with everybody running around and trying to be thugs and all that. I just love the music. I used to go to all their festivals and everything. But yeah, so that one's my first tattoo. It's the Insane Clown Posse record label. I got an ICP tattooed there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's another ICP tattoo, one of the record covers. The Wraith. He's kind of a Grim Reaper type character. I got another one on my leg, different ICP one. This one's a pretty funny one. If you guys can see that, that was my ex-girlfriend's name that I got tattooed on there, and I had it covered up with an eyeball and a tooth and a drop of blood, so that's about as classy as I roll. But yeah, so that was a giant mistake, so don't get your girlfriend's tattooed to your arm. Not a good idea. Alright, and last up is N1 Clank. He's got 3 questions. Out of these FPSs, which do you think is the best? GoldenEye 007, Doom, Counter-Strike, or Half-Life 2? I think they're all terrific, but I'm going to have to say Half-Life 2, hands down. Not even a contest. That is one of my favorite games of all time. It's just epic, man. I can play through that game so many times, and that's rare for me. I mean, if you guys haven't checked out Half-Life 2, please do. It's one of the greatest games. It's groundbreaking, and the gravity gun is worth the price of admission alone. His next question is, do you like Final Fantasy? If so, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game? I do like Final Fantasy. I don't like all of them. I haven't really played that many of them. I think I played Final Fantasy 3 a little bit on the DS. I played Final Fantasy 12, which I wasn't too into. The new one, I just really could not follow the story. I couldn't get into it, man. And I just lost my interest so quickly. And the battle system kind of confused the hell out of me, so I don't know. I didn't really like that one too much. And I have to say my favorite is Final Fantasy X, just because I played the most of that. And that was probably what turned me on to RPGs to begin with. I had played them before, but very briefly, and never really understood them. And when I was younger, I never played RPGs. But yeah, around the time Final Fantasy X came out, I started getting into them. And that game really turned me on. That was a great game. And I still want to get that game back, so I never completed it. I got really far into it. I just never finished it. And this last question is, are you Team Edward, Team Jacob, or a team that slays both vampires and werewolves? And I have no clue what you're talking about, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what Team Edward or Team Jacob is. I'm assuming it might be some sort of Twilight reference. If it is, I have no clue. I know nothing about that movie besides it's some sort of trendy chick flick. But I guess if I had to slay vampires or werewolves, I'd probably kill vampires so I could kill off half the Twilight crew so we never had to see them on TV again. But yeah, so anyways, guys, that's my Q&A. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys for the 200 subs. I think I'm up to like 220 now, and I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate everybody who asked a question. And until next time, guys, keep it classy.